What's up, family Lamskis? Joe here. Another wonderful day. Third sober Saturday, so that's my third week. So this is my 21st day of sobriety this time. So it's like I said in the beginning, man. Usually by the time I hit the third or fourth day, it's almost a guarantee I'm gonna make it at least a month or two. That's usually how I operate here. But this is the first time I've been in this type of situation where I'm all the way on my own with no financial safety net that my dad provided me. I still got a bit of a safety net left coming with the money from his estate. It's not a lot though. It's not gonna last longer than 6 months to a year for sure, even after the house is sold and everything. It's just gonna be a little bit of boost, but ultimately I gotta get a job and make sure I can start making enough money to cover my rent and groceries and quality of life stuff like internet access. Or I don't really need internet access. Honestly, I only need unlimited data on my phone. That can take care of everything else. I've been finding out ways to I can get pretty much anything free as long as I have access to the internet as far as entertainment goes. So I woke up at 6:52 a.m. Finally met my goal of waking up at 7 a.m. I had my alarm set for 7:30. Woke up and saw it was 6:52 a.m. I said, "Fuck it, I'm staying up right now." And I haven't been following politics. I used to be obsessed with politics, like in the 2000 teens era. It's definitely a kind of like a far right kind of guy. I don't really want to put myself out there. I don't want to make anybody judge me or prejudice myself to people or whatever, because that was a long time ago anyway. I still have some kind of sensibilities and stuff like that, but I'll calm down. I don't really necessarily care either way. I'm not any of the scare words that people like to use to try to judge people who are on the quote unquote far right. I'm not into any of that stuff, so it's whatever. I do have jokes though. I will, if someone's talking shit to me, I will talk shit back. So, but yeah, I was interested in the fact that this whole we captured the president of Venezuela and brought him back to put him on trial and shit. I don't know anything about this. Apparently he's not even recognized as a president by several countries and stuff, and I didn't know none of this. I really don't care. But as a combat war veteran, I served in Iraq from August 2006 to October of 2007, and then I served in Iraq and Afghanistan from January 2009 to December 2009. So it was just very cool to me to see this story, our military just coming through and wrecking shop. Gotta be proud of my boys, man, whether it's right or wrong. Obviously Trump thinks it's right, and then a lot of people who I used to run with think it's wrong because it's all about Israel, and it's just to help Israel out and all this stuff, which it's a hot take, of course. Because pretty much everything helps out Israel. So you could say that to anything. Walmart puts fucking Christmas stuff on clearance. Israel benefits from that, I guess, if you really want to be a nerd about it. I'm kidding, but it's just kind of annoying. I posted, I'll put it this way: I like Nick Fuentes. Sorry, he's funny. Okay, I'm not a slave to this boomer lore about how all this terrible stuff happened in the past, and so therefore I have to be a big old pussy and just bow down to what everybody and tell me how to think and how to perceive the world that I live in. That doesn't mean I hate people. I don't hate people, but I'm not gonna be your mental slave. And I never have been. I've always thought for myself. But I went a little bit overboard in the past, and maybe got myself noticed by people I don't really want to be noticed by. So I've kind of just calmed down. I like other stuff too. Back then, that was all I cared about. I like other stuff now. I like UFC. I like true crime. I like animals. I like just random history or inspirational stuff, productivity stuff. Alcoholism and dealing with it. Psychology type stuff. We got all kinds of topics I'm into. I'm not just a one-trick pony like I was in the past. I like to think of myself as a pretty normal person. and all my little far out positions and stuff, I don't tell nobody. Like, I got shit that I believe that I would never admit to on this channel, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not hurting nobody, so I'm not deceiving anybody. I don't owe anybody an explanation, so I'm not lying by omission by not admitting to it. I'm just not deceiving anybody. I love everybody, So, yeah, it's just fun. It's fun to see this thing go down. And so yeah, there's people that say, "Oh, Israel." It's all about Israel and stuff because everything's about Israel all the time, which I mean it kind of is in a way, but I mean it's just such like a reductive point to make. Like, okay, like that's it. That's all you got. Like, really, that is like boring. You know what I mean? So I noticed that Melissa Barrera has a TV show that I did not know about in 2025. I probably didn't know about it because I was too busy doing meth all the time. I did not give a flying fuck about anything like watching TV shows. And but ever since I saw her in Scream 5 and Scream 6, and she got in trouble for supporting Palestinians and stuff. She got fired from her leading role. She was supposed to be in Scream 7, which is coming out next month, or this month or next month. I'm not sure, but I'm super duper excited about that. But I remembered her today. I was like, oh, let me look her up on Twitter. Of course, she's not on there because she gets tons of hate and all this stuff. Like the whole division with the Scream community when she got fired from the movie. I mean, oh my god, it was a total shit show. So, but when that happened, I was like, I will watch everything she puts out just because like she's just so lovable, and then, like she was like standing up for the Palestinians. I think she was doing it just like from because Israel's like evil white supremacist or whatever, which is kind of lame, but that's fine because I really loved her in Scream 5 and Scream 6, and so I watched like Abigail, fantastic movie, like probably like the best like comic relief kind of horror movie I've ever seen personally. And then I saw Your Monster, which I remember loving it, but I don't remember because I was drunk as fuck when I watched it. So yeah, that happened today. I woke up from dreaming. This time I dreamed about my mom. Last night I dreamed about my mom. I had a dream that I was mad at her because she supported the Muslim takeover of America, which is funny because first of all, I don't even believe that's what's happening, but that's what happened in the dream. And secondly, my mom definitely would not have supported that. Me and my brother went to Iraq and Afghanistan for the army, so like obviously she's not going to support a Muslim takeover. I mean, common sense, right? But it's kind of funny though, so I was like mad at her. And in this dream, she hadn't died. Like how I have some dreams where like she had died but come back mysteriously, or she had just never died. So this is just a dream where she had never died. And then my brother Jeff was in the dream. He was still in the military and he was trying to smoke some weed, but he was also scared because he was about to have to go back to the army because he was on leave and he was worried about failing a drug test. Just a random dream. It was kind of funny because yesterday I took a nap, dreamed about my dad, and then when I went to sleep last night, I dreamed about my mom. I think it's the first time I've ever dreamed about them like consecutively like that. So I was texting my brother Jeff about it, and he thought it was funny because like he did like try to get high and stuff like that during his leave when he was in the army. And it just reminded me of like all the drug tests that I've taken and failed. I used to be afraid of failing drug tests. So I failed my first drug test in the military when I was still in Hawaii in 2008, and I was terrified. Like I was fucking shook. I was scared. I tried to fudge it. I had a friend bring me a Visine bottle with bleach in it, and like I smuggled it in and like dripped it into my sample, like enough to where I could smell the bleach as I was dripping it, and thought like I had a chance. And then the results came back, and when they took me to the CID, the Criminal Investigation Division, and they showed me like the lab results, they didn't even like register the bleach that I poured in there. Just like some bullshit. Like, really? Like I thought I was gonna get in trouble for failing and for trying to tamper with it, but nah, the bleach wasn't even there. But I know it was bleach because I smelled it when I was dripping it in there. And the reason I was able to do that, because you get monitored, because we're good old boys. We're all in the same platoon. Like the dude who was monitoring me, he wasn't like sitting there trying to look at my dick, while I'm peeing. Like we just got back from Iraq for 14 months, like he was just there, like, so that's how you're able to try to get away with shit like that. And it just reminded me of how, like, okay, so the next drug test I failed in the Army in late 2009, so like a year and a half later, I actually was planning on failing that drug test and I was ready to fail that drug test. I regret it now, you know. I mean, no, I don't regret it. Sometimes I feel like I regret it, but I always remember at the time I did it, it's because I was certain that I was going to get deployed a third time and that I was probably going to get killed during my third deployment because I got really close to getting killed in my second deployment. And that's when I failed the drug test a couple months later because I did not give a fuck. And it's funny, they even said I could stay. They weren't even trying to kick me out. But I was just like, I'm not trying to die out here. I mean, that's not how I put it. You know, I was like, nah, I'm good. Like, I don't want to be in the military. So let me go. And since I had failed the drug test, they let me go. And they tried to tell me, oh, you won't even be able to get a job at McDonald's, you know. And then like a year later, I was in the oil field making $220 a fucking day, you know. But I'll never get a job at McDonald's. Of course, I fucked that up because I'm a fucking drug addict and blew all that money on fucking meth, and you know, it's kind of fun, but definitely not worth it. If I had done the right thing when I was in the oil field back then, man, who knows how much money I'd have by now. But that's all right though. It's fine. It's not a big deal. That's how life is, man. You know, a long string of bad decisions, and hopefully, at some point, you figure it out and stop doing it. So today was like a really good day. Nothing happened really. It was just bullshitting, going for my walks, fixing to go for my walk as usual. Meeting was good. No problems really. Yeah, that I can think of. The topic was, why are you here? And basically what I had said was like, I'm here because I'm tired of detoxing, because I always run out of money at some point, and that's when the detox set in because I can't get any more alcohol because I do not steal. Like, I don't steal. Like, I can't be about that life. Like, so when the money's out, the detox kicks in. So I'm tired of that. I'm tired of talking shit to my brothers and driving them away and making enemies like otherwise, like at jobs and stuff where there's usually with women, unfortunately, which makes me feel even worse because I'm not like a bitch like that, you know. It's not a lot, you know. It's usually like the ones that I get really close to, and then like they do something that I feel like they slide at me, and then like, you know, like my boss when I quit a couple months ago, the last thing I said to her was shut the fuck up, because I asked her to stop texting me because like we weren't supposed to be talking because, you know, my other boss wanted us to not talk and stuff, and she wouldn't stop talking to me, and she's like talking shit, and she's been my friend for like 7 years, and finally I said shut the fuck up. And then like 30 minutes later I texted her back. I was like, look, I'm sorry I cussed at you, but I asked you to leave me alone twice. So like shit like that, you know. Like, she's married, you know, obviously she told her husband about it, and you know, like, he probably wants to kick my ass and stuff like that. So like I go into town, or I'm in town now, but I'm so used to living out of town, like 10 miles out of town in Grape Creek. But I live in town, so like when I go to Walmart and shit, you know, there's part of me like I gotta watch my bag, man, like, because you know I'm fucking 6'8". Anyone sees me, they can see me from 100 yards away and know it's me, and the wrong person can know it's me. And you know, I might not be able to talk my way out of it. You know, I might be someone who's just dead set on kicking my ass no matter what I say. So I'm over that. I didn't explain all that shit though. I just said I'm tired of detoxing. I'm tired of talking shit to my brothers. I'm tired of going to rehab. Tired of going to jail. So I'm just here. You know, I also said I don't have any friends really. So this is my social life, and it's free. You know what I'm saying? Like, if AA wasn't free, better believe I won't be there. Anyway, I'm just rambling, guys. I'm rambling like a fucking annoying asshole timer who ain't got shit to say because he talks too much. So take it easy, guys. I'll see y'all tomorrow.